Have you ever left a party feeling more exhausted than before you arrived? Not tired from the night. Tired from being you, in a room full of people. And on the drive home, sitting in the quiet of your car, something in you finally breathed. If you know that feeling, this is for you. Most people move through life collecting noise. More conversations. More plans. More people. More stimulation. And they feel alive in that noise. But you are different. The more noise there is, the more something inside you quietly withdraws. You smile. You participate. You say the right things. But inside, you are counting the minutes until you can be alone. And then the guilt arrives. I should be enjoying this. Why can I not just be normal? Maybe I am broken. You have probably spent years trying to fix this about yourself. Pushing yourself to be more social. Telling yourself you just need to try harder. Surrounding yourself with more people, hoping that one day it would finally feel like enough. It never did. Because you were trying to solve the wrong problem. There is a beautiful, ancient way of looking at this, called Wu Wei. It does not mean doing nothing. It means moving in alignment with your true nature. Like water, that does not fight the shape of the river. It simply flows. And here is what the ancient masters understood, that modern life has made us forget. Not every soul is designed to draw energy from the crowd. Some souls are designed to draw energy from stillness. Think about the ocean for a moment. The surface is loud, chaotic, constantly moving. But go deeper. 50 feet below the surface, there is almost perfect silence. The deeper you go, the more still it becomes. HSPs and empaths are not surface creatures. You live in the deeper water. And in the deeper water, noise does not energize you. It overwhelms you. This is not a flaw. This is your depth. The ancient Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi lived in voluntary simplicity. While others chased power and status, he sat by rivers and wrote about the nature of existence. People thought he was strange, antisocial, maybe even broken. But he understood something profound. He wrote that heaven and earth were born with him, and that all things and he were one. He was not lonely. He was deeply, completely connected. Just not to the noise. To something much, much older than noise. I want to share 5 truths about why your need for solitude is not a weakness. These are not theories. They are things you already know, in your body. I am just going to remind you. You walked into a room today. Nothing dramatic happened. No one fought. No one cried. But you felt something. A tension between 2 people who were smiling at each other. A sadness in someone's laugh that no one else seemed to notice. A shift in the energy the moment a certain person walked in. And you carried all of that home with you. Without anyone asking you to. Without even choosing to. This is what no one tells you about being the way you are. It is not just emotions you feel. It is everyone else's emotions too. Every conversation leaves a residue. Every room leaves a mark. And by the end of the day, you are not just tired from your own life. You are tired from quietly carrying pieces of everyone else's. Your solitude is not you being antisocial. It is you finally setting down everything you have been carrying. It is the only place where you can ask yourself, which of these feelings are actually mine? People have called you quiet your whole life. And somewhere along the way, you started to wonder if quiet meant empty. If having nothing to say meant having nothing inside. It does not. You are not quiet because you have nothing to offer. You are quiet because you are listening to something most people cannot hear. The thing underneath the words. The feeling behind the smile. The truth that lives in the pause between what someone says and what they actually mean. You have always known when something was off. You have always sensed when someone was not okay, even when they insisted they were. You have walked into situations and felt something in your body before your mind could explain it. That is not anxiety. That is not overthinking. That is a kind of knowing that cannot be taught. The world told you to speak up more. To take up more space. To stop being so quiet. But what if your silence was never the problem? What if it was always the gift? Have you ever spent a full day with people and come home feeling like a completely different person? Not just tired, but somehow lost. Like you cannot quite remember what you actually think or feel anymore. Like you have been so busy sensing everyone around you that somewhere in the middle of it all, you misplaced yourself. This is the part that is hardest to explain to people who do not feel it. They think you are being dramatic. They think you just need to push through it. But you are not being dramatic. You are running a process that most people's systems were never built to run. You feel more. Which means you absorb more. Which means you need more time to come back to yourself. Not because you are weak. Because you are operating at a depth that costs something. Solitude is not you giving up on people. It is you making sure there is still a you left to give. The people who changed the world were mostly alone when they did it. Not lonely. Alone. There is a difference. Lonely is wanting connection and not having it. Alone is choosing stillness because something important is being born inside you. The greatest insights in human history did not happen in loud rooms. They happened in deserts. In forests. In small rooms lit by single candles. In the space between one breath and the next. Your solitude is not keeping you from your purpose. It may be the very place where your purpose is being quietly formed. You were never meant to belong to the crowd. This is perhaps the hardest truth. Because belonging feels so necessary. So human. But there is a difference between belonging to a crowd and belonging to yourself. Most people never find the second kind of belonging. They are too busy chasing the first. You have always felt the pull toward something deeper. That pull is not loneliness calling you toward people. That pull is your own soul calling you back to yourself. So how do you actually live with this? How do you stop apologizing for needing solitude? How do you stop feeling guilty for being exactly who you are? First, stop explaining yourself. You do not owe anyone an explanation for needing quiet time. You do not need to say you are tired, or busy, or not feeling well. You are allowed to simply need stillness. The moment you stop treating your solitude as something that requires justification, something shifts inside you. It becomes sacred instead of shameful. Second, create one daily ritual of intentional solitude. Not scrolling your phone alone. Not watching something alone. Truly alone. 10 minutes of sitting by a window. A slow walk without headphones. A cup of tea drunk in complete silence. This is not self-indulgence. This is maintenance for the kind of soul you carry. Third, learn to recognize the difference between healthy solitude and hiding. Healthy solitude fills you up. You go in feeling depleted, and you come out feeling more like yourself. Hiding keeps you small. You go into escape, and you come out feeling more disconnected. One is nourishment. The other is avoidance. Know the difference, and choose the first one. Fourth, find your one or two people. HSPs and empaths do not need many connections. You need deep ones. One person who does not require you to perform. One person who understands your silence without needing to fill it. You are not antisocial. You are selectively social. And that is an entirely different thing. I want to leave you with something. Not an instruction. Not a framework. Not a list of things to do. Just a thought to sit with. In the night sky, the stars that shine alone shine the brightest. Not because they are trying to outshine the others, but because they are simply, completely, themselves. No crowd to blend into. No noise to disappear inside. Just light. Quiet, steady, undeniable light. You have spent so much of your life wondering why you cannot be more like the crowd. What if the real question was never that? What if the real question was this? What becomes possible when I finally stop running from my own stillness? Your solitude is not a problem waiting to be solved. It is not loneliness in disguise. It is not evidence that something went wrong with you. It is the place where the most real version of you has been waiting. Quietly. Patiently. For you to finally come home. If this found you at the right moment, stay a little longer. Sit with it. You do not need to do anything with it right now. Just let it settle. That is enough.